Welcome to Be Confused with your anonymous hosts. Here we are again.
You didn't even
Do you turn it on?
prep me? I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we're doing it impromptu here again in our workplace. We're working. It's just there's a little bit of downtime. So
Yeah.
how are you?
And you're gonna get a haircut tomorrow. I'm
I'm gonna
good.
get a haircut tomorrow. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to Puerto Rico. I'm going to Las Fiestas de San Sebastián, one
Oh
of the
my god,
biggest
so exciting.
parties or celebrations in Puerto Rico, where we celebrate a saint that was a martyr for the Catholic Church. And I don't know what else because I'm not Catholic, but yeah. There's
But
a
you're
lot
just
of
going to
rum, there's a
party.
lot of alcohol, there's a lot of drugs and music, and it's a really good time.
Yes. I'm just looking for that scholarship I was telling you about. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Also,
so I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay. You sound it.
What is more disrespectful, burps or farts? They're the same thing, right?
Okay, so my partner and I, he burps in my fucking face, and he's like, I can't control it.
What's more
It just comes
disrespectful,
up.
burping in your face or farting in your face?
Well, I like to fart on him, so.
Okay, so.
But I do it
generally
because I'm
speaking.
cute, and he does it because he's gross.
Okay.
I don't think you should be doing that to anybody.
But like, it shouldn't be disrespectful as a bodily function, you know.
Disrespectful, no. If you're doing it in somebody's face,
okay, yeah,
I feel like that's rude.
Yeah, but sometimes I sneeze and a fart slips out a little bit, like hatcha, and it's really, really like it's hard to control.
Oh my god, I've done that before. I've done that recently. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, I just had that question written down to ask here. Okay. But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just had an evaluation. It was 2 hours long, and
you did
it was crazy.
The whole 2 hours? Because some counselors don't do the whole 2 hours.
No, I did the whole entire 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, this client talked a lot, but it's crazy the amount of stuff that people go through and have to deal with and are unaware.
And they just continue life. It's crazy, and sometimes and it's life. Not like use it as a tool, but I have to go in. Sorry again,
I just waved. I didn't say anything. I was just like.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say that. Sometimes it puts things in perspective for you, because sometimes I said, "Oh man, everything sucks. This happened," and then you hear these stories, and it's not healthy either to compare to.
Yeah,
I feel better because this one is worse than me, but it helps.
But it helps put things in perspective.
Yeah.
I was looking at this. I'm doing this sexual mindfulness, sex, or something like that course, and it talked about having awareness and then something and then behavioral change. I don't know the something. It's in my notes.
Oh, you're learning a lot.
Yeah.
And but how you been? How you been?
I've been good. How have you been? I don't really have much to.
Oh, man, it's been really like I don't know how. Doctorates.
Who?
John Doe.
Okay, with the anonymity, we're trying. Just respect our confidentiality.
Yeah. I mean, John Doe. No one knows who John Doe is. So.
Can we rewind?
No, it's just like that. It's John Doe.
Okay, John Doe. Okay. How does John Doe do it, or how did he?
He was able to get 2 masters, a doctorate while working, do a business. Like, I barely can go to sleep and do my master's and do my internship and
I think
go to
because
work.
you also make not the best choices.
Like what? Like my mom and stuff?
Yeah.
Hey, but...
That's like a huge stressor.
You know what?
In your life.
I minimize that as it's just whatever, but that does have a huge...
It's just like clients that we see. They don't realize how impactful it is in their life. And this situation with your mom is fucking huge. Like, it impacts every aspect of your life.
This podcast should be named Mommy Issues.
Just for you.
The anonymous host with Mommy Issues.
This is a sub podcast, Mommy Issues. We'll start our new one. But you also don't make the best choices with that, and because you feel the guilt and the shame and all the feelings that come with that, you're not going to have any solace because you're just afraid of changing your life. And it's okay, because changing your life is scary, but you either continue with the life that you're on and the path that you're on and the tumultuous times that you're having,
It's a big word.
Or you change it and you do something for yourself. You should start prioritizing yourself over other people.
I should, right?
You should.
It's hard for me. I don't like doing things for me.
I know, because you weren't raised like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't either,
built to please others. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean.
Well, that's what you think. Okay, so that brings us to our topic of today.
Yeah, sex robots.
The sex robots.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Look at that. That was really good. Yeah. Okay, so let's say that you were a sex robot. Okay. And you were cognizant of what's happening to you and how people are using you. That nickname. You're saying your name.
Fuck. Okay, I was able to bleep that part.
Okay, so so you're this robot. You're this thing that people are basically using. It's not like you have a choice.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Well, I don't know how I feel because the person using me is my mom. You're describing me as a sex robot.
So you described yourself as a sex robot.
You are correct. So yeah, it sucks.
So why do you continue to do it? You're not a robot. You're not programmed to please her in any way.
So whatever. Continue. Okay.
You're not there to please her in any sort of way. And for some reason, you have this obligation to be there for her and I don't even know what you do for her because obviously you're not doing it right.
I don't know either. But yeah, let's get to the robots part. You asked me a question this week.
Okay, so what is the purpose of sex robots, and what are your thoughts on sex robots?
So you say you read a news recently that they were doing.
It was on the radio, and they were talking about how they are having these sex robots, and then I saw a TikTok about it, and I'm not back on TikTok because I know I've been saying I'm not on TikTok, but I do look at my brother's messages that he sends me. And they were just talking.
Scrolling after the messages.
Sometimes.
Right? Caught you. Okay.
So he was, or whatever, maybe I scrolled through it. They were talking about the sex robot, and the comments are like, oh, does she come with a mute button? Does she do dishes? Can the insides be dishwasher?
I mean, as long as they're asking that for the robots, not women.
Okay,
I think it's kind of sick.
There's also a disconnect, I think, that happens why are we outsourcing? There's also that on the radio they were talking about how they will ask you, how was your day? So if you told your robot, it's not necessarily a sex robot, it's just a companion robot. If you told your robot, hey, I had a meeting today, I have a meeting I'm anxious about, and then you come home, they're like, oh, hello, how was your meeting today? So it's just companionship. So why do we need companionship in robots?
For people that cannot find it in humans.
Why can't we find it in humans?
I mean, think about it. We have all these apps for dating. We have, all these events for dating. And some people they try, and they get turned down. And then, a lot of people, they start in relationships and they don't work out. Guys turn out to be douches. Girls turn out to be a douche. And I guess people give up and they just say, you know what? I want to focus on me. And the best way to focus on me without looking for something external is to buy a robot that does whatever I need.
That's what they're doing. I think that's coming from a better perspective than normal people are coming from. I think people want to have it, their cake and eat it too. So they want something or someone to have sex with and ask them all this stuff, but they don't want to reciprocate. Like if you're in a relationship, you were supposed to be Megan Fox.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, do you see sex as a need? Like
no,
you need
we already
food,
talked about this.
You need air. No. You need
water.
If
you need sex, then there's consent doesn't matter, because if it's a necessity. Okay, so if it's a necessity, then we can't rule out rape, or we have to rule out rape, because if you need sex and you're not getting it, it's a biological need, it's a necessity, you have to have this in your life, then that gives precedent to you accessing it and raping people.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing of people that, food is a necessity, water is a necessity, right?
Okay. People that don't have food for food.
For food, yeah.
Does it make it
right?
Right?
No, the same thing. People that rape because they really desire to have sex, it doesn't make it right
Okay, but I
either.
also don't think that you can last your whole entire life without food or water. You can last your whole entire life without sex.
Yeah, but that's not the point. People do kill for food, and that's an excuse.
Okay, so now my new point is
Okay.
you can't last a month or
Yeah.
two or a year without food or water, but you
For
can.
let's ask. So here, I asked ChatGPT, my friend here.
Yeah, for real.
Um, is sex a necessity? Like is it as there's a client in the lobby? I didn't know that. We're talking about sex. So I'm gonna speak like this now. So it says sex is not a necessity in the same way that food and water. Louder.
A little bit.
Sex is not a necessity in the same way that food and water are for survival. Food, like you said, food and water are essential to sustain life because they provide the energy and hydration needed for the body to function. Without them, a person cannot survive for long. Sex, on the other hand, is not required for individual survival but plays an important role in species reproduction and can have significant physical, emotional, and social benefits. For example, physical benefits: it can improve heart health, boost the immune system, and reduce stress. Emotional connection. In many relationships, that can help foster intimacy, strengthen bonds, and improve overall relationship satisfaction. Third, it can contribute to self esteem, body image, and mental health. While some people consider it an important part of their lives, others choose to abstain from it for personal, cultural, or health reasons without detriment to their well being. It's not universally essential as its importance varies greatly depending on individual values, circumstances, and needs. So
Okay,
I
so
think that's where the
important.
catch is. It depends on the individual, and for some individuals, this is a huge part of their lives, and it's essential.
But it's not a necessity. If we're talking about human being
Yeah,
and human
and
being,
it's not an excuse to commit horrible things like rape, like you said. But the point,
it is very important.
it is very important for
It's
some people.
necessary for like existence
and
of
for
humankind.
yeah.
Sure. But if you and somebody else are talking about like I need it to live, no, you don't.
I think some people could need it to function, not to live, but to function properly.
But that's the thing is you cannot need another person to function. That doesn't make sense.
Therefore, I think the sex robots are a great idea for those type of people.
Okay, but then it also opens up the abuse factor of it. It's not like they're gonna be nice to it. Even if we create a different social dynamic between
So you're
not
you're
two
worried
human
about
beings.
robots' feelings.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Even if we create a different social dynamic with robots, these robots are tools. You don't throw, well, maybe you do, you throw your tools around, but you are, because there's an intimate component of it, I think that's a human versus, like, you don't have intimacy with your hammers, right?
Mm-hmm. Some people.
But I think because
I saw a video once that this car like got married to a roller coaster. I'm not making this shit up. And he would kiss and he would have sex.
no, there was
with
one. Yeah, I saw
with
with
the
a
car
car.
too. He would put it
Yeah,
in the muffler.
he would go under
Yeah.
the car. Yeah.
So,
Okay, but if you're having this dynamic with those people who are intimate with their car, they're treating it like a person. So we would have to develop a different dynamic of non-sentient. Is that the word? Like feeling wise and
I
conscious.
mean, I don't think any robot could be sentient yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yet.
But I don't think there will never be the technology.
But what is to stop them from doing that?
Doing what?
Becoming sentient.
Us. I mean, there's no way you can replicate human emotion.
How do you know?
Intrinsically.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier today is what if we were the robots of the past? What if what was it, Homo what before us?
Australopithecus, Homo erectus.
Yeah, so let's say Homo erectus was human. They created us in their image, in how their body works, how their mind works, and all that. And we grew because of the technology that they had, and we overtook them.
So they survived with sticks. I doubt they made.
My eyes are rolling all the way back in okay, and I was thinking about that. Yesterday, I was thinking about the technology that we have. Who knows all the other stuff that we could have used to advance a culture? in the Egyptian times, they used different ways to advance their culture. They were a very significantly advanced culture, right? They didn't have iPads and computers and stuff that we know of. So what were they using? A different type of advanced technology.
Do you think like at some point in human history, we, that whole technology advancement got lost and erased, and
well, I think that happens like us
they created
now.
us, and then they just hit the delete button and just let them be in.
Not necessarily, but we're burning books now. We're limiting education now. So of
history
course
repeats itself.
Yeah. There have been, and that's all it is. There's no concrete evidence that I've researched because according to our disclaimer. So I was talking about our disclaimer. We may or may not do our research. We may or may not know what we're talking about, and we may or may not agree.
Yeah. And sorry, we took like a 20-minute pause there. There was like a lot of phone calls.
An influx of clients.
And a client has been like tormenting me the past 3 days,
and he's very overwhelmed.
Yes, I think let's just finish here.
We didn't even finish a thought.
This is a weird podcast.
That's okay.
It started talking about my mom, and then sex robots, and then were you able to hear that? Let me see. Anyway, yeah, they just call me ma'am, so I think we should end it here. A client called me ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So
okay.
Yeah, I have it. I've had it for today.
Yeah, we can end it.
And I said, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. No, it's not fine. I'm kidding. It's fine. I don't care.
Like and subscribe. Email us, please. We need content. We keep talking about abortions.
Yeah, comment something you guys want to talk about. That could be fun.
Yeah.
I'm talking to all my 3 viewers.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Fuck you. Bye. No, I'm annoyed. We've been doing this for how long?
More than 17 minutes.
Okay.